Hello, everyone. Welcome to the podcast Unlocking Strategies for Fostering Mental Health Resilience. This is Dr. Rohit Bansal. Now, I welcome the guest for today's podcast, Dr. Daniel, who is an educator, influencer, international speaker, and certified sound healing therapist. She is an amazing speaker and have participated in a number of international events, workshops, and podcasts. I express my sincere gratitude to her for being part of this show and accepting my invitation. Over to you, Dr. Daniel.
Good evening. It's very nice to be here with you again. I look very forward to discussing our topic of conversation today, which is the resilience of mental health, which is a very important topic that needs to be uncovered and discussed, as there are so many people that are moving through things today currently that this needs to be addressed about. So thank you for having me.
My pleasure. So, for my first question to you is what is your perspective on mental health resilience?
When I think about mental health resilience, for me, and like whenever I work with my clients and just in general, students, youth, pretty much everyone this can relate to. It's about how well you adapt to being able to bounce back after you have a difficult moment in life.
Yes.
It can be a bad experience in your daily life or a traumatic loss or any kind of occurrence like that.
Yes. People are going through different mental health issues nowadays, and stress has increased to a great extent. So, mental health
Yeah.
resilience is the ability of an individual to bounce back, adapt, and cope up with the life's adversities and unfavorable circumstances.
Yeah,
These
absolutely.
things are part and parcel of our life. But what matters most, how we come out of those mental health issues, is mental health resilience.
hmm
It is all about navigating the life's unfavorable circumstances and mental health issues. And in today's era, mental health resilience is very much needed to promote well being and overcome mental health issues. That's my
hmm
point of view.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like this means that like the bounce back time, you know, not to make light of it, whenever you refer to it as bounce back, that is, basically it's just how quickly you can process your emotions that are associated with the occurrence. And in life, it's important to be able to process and return within a reasonable amount of time because, you still have to continue. Life doesn't stop.
Yeah,
And so having a healthy resilience to deal with and manage things that would cause like emotional breakdown, um, having the resilience to deal with that is very important in life in general. And just learning healthy coping mechanisms and strategies is important for mental health resiliency.
absolutely. What is the role of mental health resilience in promoting well being?
The role is so that we can have a healthy concept and healthy conscious, and then it's in turn affects pretty much everything in life. The role in having healthy emotional health resiliency impacts all areas of your life. Being able to attain that and acquire it affects your, the role of it affects the home life, work life, pretty much every aspect of your lifeline.
Because once you develop resilience, then it will help you to navigate the challenges, and
Mhm.
you will be much more comfortable in facing the unfavorable circumstances. So,
Yeah,
automatically, resilience is very much significant in promoting the well being of individuals.
absolutely.
Can
Yeah,
you
it's
share?
very important.
Can you share a situation where you are feeling stressed, and how did you overcome that challenge?
Me personally, like everyone else, I have situations in life of, all complexities, and sometimes it's everyday life things. Sometimes, go mild, moderate to severe. We deal with things every day that requires the mental health resiliency to cope with it. I myself, I have children. I have a lot of life responsibilities to manage. As you know, I'm involved with all kinds of things globally. So yeah, if something in my day goes awry, or if I have a life urgency, I have to be able to handle it in a way that I can bounce back easily. But I myself, I have navigated through many things in life, from the severe to mild, that has required me to develop those resiliency techniques to be able to deal with it. I've gone through the challenges of loss of a spouse. I've gone through the challenges of loss of other family members and friends, emergencies with children, emergencies with students that I work with. And so you have to be able to attain the emotional balance to handle those things. And it's necessary to accommodate not just your lifestyle, but it's necessary for survival.
Yes. This is absolutely right. These are part and parcel of our life. We have to face unfavorable circumstances in our life because life has many U-turns. So it all depends our resilience strategies, how we implement them to navigate the challenges. Even I have gone through many ups and downs in my life. So unless and until I develop resilience, it will be difficult for me to come out of these challenges. And one more issue is that stigma is creating a lot of hindrances in promoting well-being of individuals, which we have discussed in the earlier podcast. So it is very much significant to create awareness about mental health stigma. It is a negative phenomena and it is creating a lot of hindrances in promoting the well-being of individuals. So if we have to develop the resilience, then we have to navigate the stigma.
Yeah, and the stigma, that, as we discussed before, is part of like society's issue, is that the stigma is what kind of keeps people from reaching out to learn more about how to develop those coping mechanisms.
Yes.
And a lot of times they're very easy to learn and attain, but it's not things that you would do like in your like those that are aware of the processes, they would know to take the steps to be able to manage it. But utilizing the techniques are necessary, and being able to reach out to learn how to utilize those techniques is necessary. So the stigma kind of stops the growth of learning, because people don't want to reach out because they don't want to be stigmatized by the concept of it. But there's all kinds of strategies that you can use. Like I personally utilize a lot of breathwork techniques, and it requires taking a conscious moment. And that's what every technique that you're going to learn to help you manage this is going to require you to take a conscious step back away from the situation for a period, and to be able to recognize that, number one, you have the ability to manage it, and then recognizing, what strategy that you need to use in order to help you manage it. And so setting the space to allow myself to self-regulate. Self-regulation is one of the biggest keys that I teach, is the self-awareness. And that takes self-regulation, first of all, being able to step back from the situation to kind of see what's going on, and to kind of check in and to check into yourself.
How do you take help of your support system, comprising your friends, family members, colleagues, whenever you are not feeling comfortable or you are going through some negative phases in your life? So what is the role of support system in your life?
As far as for me and like my socially, like with like people surrounding me, like family members and such, or coworkers, I feel like it's needed at times to help regulate it, because we can't always do it alone. Although it's ideal to be able to develop the concepts and the strategies to be able to do it on your own, but you just can't always do it on your own. It's just not a realistic concept to always be able to handle everything that comes at you in your life, by yourself. Sometimes the feel of it is just so overwhelming that you need help. You need someone to literally like step in and just be like, hold on just a minute. You need to take a breath, and you need to gather your senses to be able to recognize that that self-regulation process is necessary in order to be able to cope and handle the situation. So like, and that's okay, but self-educating is the most important thing, is knowing that it's okay to reach out to those other people in your social circle, or if you are at work and you need assistance, if it's somebody that experiences panic attacks or anxiety attacks, being able to reach out to somebody is very important. But just taking the pause, communication, being able to communicate when you're in a moment of crisis like that. And that's what it is considered, it's considered crisis because you're overstimulated, your nervous system is on overdrive, your thought process is in overdrive, and in the moment, a lot of times you can't focus and regulate on bringing all of that in and regulating it. So sometimes you do need somebody as a support to step in and help you, but just trying to communicate your needs as openly as possible in the moment it can be hard.
Yeah, I believe in order to maintain mental and emotional well-being, it is necessary to have a support system. But for that,
Yes.
we need to be flexible in our approach. There should not be any kind of hesitation to reveal your issues to your friends. And stigma can create a problem in that. If others are taking you in a negative way, then it will be difficult for you to reveal your issues to your friends, your support system.
Yes.
And unless and until you have a strong support system, you will start feeling lonely. And loneliness will create a lot of problem in developing resilience.
Yeah, just the alone aspect. And I actually just did I did a video this morning on my personal profile that addressed that too, is that there are so many individuals that have the I concept that everything is happening just to you, like it's something that everyone is experiencing. Everyone experiences it at some point. Even if you've moved through learning strategies and, you still have times, even myself, I'm a very regulated person, and I'm very self-trained, and I'm very conscious of my processes that I move through. I have particular steps that if I feel overwhelmed, even myself, I put the brakes on and I follow those steps and strategies before I will reach out to someone else, because I don't want to be emotionally dumping on someone that may not have the capacity to handle it at the moment. So, because that's also another thing is, you may be reaching out to someone that is not in a mindset to be able to handle your crisis. So you got to make sure that the people you reach out to also is in the mindset too. But being able to have a little bit of a calm approach helps, but you have to have some of those strategies in place to be able to do that first.
Another important point is, what is the role of social media in promoting mental health resilience?
We look at it from both directions.
Yeah.
So in my mind, and technology and social media and all that can go both ways when it comes to utilizing it. It can stress you out, and it can also be a stress relief depending on how you use it. So when it comes to social media, if you're one that is sensitive to other people's drama or problems, and it could cause you stress just by association. If you're a doom scroller, and if you are constantly on your social media and you're constantly seeing issues that other people are going through, and so is yelling about this on their Facebook, and so is talking about that on their Instagram, and it can cause you stress. But utilizing technology can also be a good stress controller if it's something that you use to help regulate your senses. And I kind of call this kind of like an elopement, that you allow yourself to just kind of escape into it. So it can be positive and negative. It's a good source for communication. It's a good source for finding resources, for learning different techniques, with all of the sites and, coaches and everyone that's available online nowadays.
Yeah.
But it just depends on how you utilize social media. It can also cause you the same issues if you spend too much time on it and you feel like you wasted too much, wasted a lot of your time by, yeah.
Yes, you are right. Social media has both dimensions, positive and negative, as far as building resilience is concerned. You are right that a number of online apps are available on online platforms, and through those apps, counselors and health practitioners can interact with people suffering from mental health issues, and they can provide them online counseling, which is very much significant for those who are living in remote area and cannot meet practitioners in face-to-face situation. But on the other hand, stigma is being promoted through different platforms on social media. So it has both aspects. So we have to navigate the negative things and come into play the positive role of social media in promoting mental health resilience.
Yes.
Now coming to the most important point of this podcast. What are the important strategies which individuals can employ in order to develop mental health resilience?
This one, I have a couple of different points that I usually kind of like lead whenever I'm asked this question. Learned patience, self-regulation, good habits, educating yourself, figuring out what works for you, and implementing it. You are your own best advocate for your own self practices. As far as those practices, things to do to implement it into your day, it all starts from the moment that you wake up in the morning, starting with the day. Like you want to know like what I would routinely do whenever I start my day to help implement those healthy resiliences, to help keep you from having a crash or to help keep you from not being able to handle situations. You start out your day with a body check. Like whenever you wake up, identify within your body, like before you even get out of bed, if you have anything that's bothering you. How do you feel? Are you experiencing any discomforts that might affect your day or how you might be able to handle things? How do you feel mental health wise from the moment that you get up? Preparing yourself as you start your day, and then just make sure that you have enough time to get ready in the morning. Don't stress yourself out. The more able you are to keep your own self and schedule regulated, making sure your calendar is in order, and eating and hydrating.
Yeah.
Eating.
For me, self-awareness is the most important attribute. First of all, you
Yeah.
should be aware of what you are feeling, what you are going through. And if
Mhm.
you are going through negative attributes, negative vibes, then you must develop the ability to convert your negative emotions into positive emotion. That's what
Yeah.
self motivation is.
Mhm.
Unless and until you work on yourself, then it will be difficult for you to come out of negative consequences in life.
Yeah.
And moreover, you need to develop a support system.
Mhm.
You should be having some mentors in your life with whom you can share your emotions, problems, and then they can offer you the solution. But for
Yes.
that, again, stigma is creating a lot of problems.
Yeah.
Moreover, you should work on mindful and relaxation techniques
Mhm.
like breathing exercises, yoga, and you should go for music therapy, which a lot of people are doing nowadays. Music therapy
Mhm.
plays a crucial role in overcoming the stress which we are facing nowadays. So these are some of the prominent strategies which people can employ in order to develop mental health resilience.
Yeah, I absolutely agree with all of those. They're all very important. You know,
Yes.
my top three are breathing exercises, doing somatic
Yeah.
exercises, somatic yoga. You know, like you mentioned, the music therapy, and that's any type of like, you know, like I do the sound healing and I utilize different techniques for that. But really just allowing yourself space to learn to relax into yourself, learning those regulation
Yes.
tools. Yeah.
And there is no use of comparing yourself with others. If someone has
No.
achieved more than you are chasing him, then you are putting extra pressure on yourself, which is not a good thing to do. Everyone has
Yeah.
his own destiny.
Mm-hmm.
So just keep fine tuning your skills, work on yourself, and do not compare with others. Then you will
Yeah.
feel happy in your life.
Yeah. Everybody is on their own individual process and their own individual path.
Yeah.
And we're not ever, you know, like very, very rarely are we ever going to be like in the same progressive movement. Like there's the way that, you know, like collective consciousness works.
Yes.
It works in cycles, and so
Yes.
like there's going to be particular groups of people that are going to be going through similar things, but they may not be in the same development of it, you know. So one person's coping skills is going to be completely different than another person's coping skills because
Yeah.
they're in a completely different consciousness bracket as far as
Yes.
like learning their skill. You know, that's it
And
all
moreover,
boils down to that.
we should set realistic goals in our life,
Yes.
which we can achieve over a period of time. Otherwise, we are putting extra pressure on ourselves and we will be under stress because it
Hmm.
is not possible to achieve each and every goal. And if it you have set it in a realistic mode, so we need to set our realistic goals which can be achieved. And for that, we need to put constant efforts. Then you will feel comfortable in life. And moreover, you can celebrate your small achievements. Like you have participated in an event and you have got the certificate, then celebrate it. Small achievements keep you happy over a period of time.
Yeah. Even like daily things, how you handle things in daily life. So like I always refer to the Maharishi effect whenever I talk about these things, because being able to keep your balance, and it doesn't matter if you are dealing with your children or something at work or while you're driving, every moment that you choose to regulate yourself before you step into a reaction, you are developing your own emotional growth. So, you know, if you resist from yelling at the driver who slammed their brakes on at you in the morning and you just are grateful that you were okay and you didn't rear-end them, you know, or if your child is being impatient with you and they're yelling at you to tie their shoe in the morning, taking a moment to just
Yeah.
relax before you get frustrated with them. Every step that you take in your daily activities and not reacting and being proactive in how you are responding develops your emotional character, and that all comes into play with emotional resiliency also.
And we need to
Yeah.
maintain work-life balance. And for that, we need to develop time management skills.
Yeah.
Like we need to set priority of the task. We need to give time to that task which is more important for you. And once you keep your day-to-day schedule in your pocket, then you will feel comfortable. You are very much clear in your mind which task is to be done at which point of time. So you will not feel stressed throughout the whole day. And we cannot give excuse. We have to maintain the work-life balance in today's era, which is very much significant in promoting our well-being.
Yeah. That's one that I struggle with personally. Because I work all the time. I don't watch television, and I don't play video games. I don't do any of those kinds of extracurricular activities, but I work, and if I have free time, I'm doing art or I'm writing. But for me, although some of it is enjoyable, I still work all the time. So I struggle with that one myself, as far as balancing the work and relaxing time. But I'm getting better about it. The older I am, the better I am getting at setting those boundaries.
It is a big challenge for many people nowadays to maintain work-life balance.
Yeah. We're expected to work hard like all the time. It's like the concept, misconceived concept that's how we're supposed to be. And it's really not, it's not.
And moreover, we need to have positive mindset. Even if we are going through negative phase, some mental health issues, we need to understand that if we develop resilience, then we will be able to come out of this problem.
Yes.
It is not for every time. It is just a temporary phase in our life. So once we develop positive attitude, then it will make us much more resilient, which is very much significant in promoting our well-being.
Yeah, very important.
Yeah.
Very important. Yeah. There's so many ins and outs of the conversation, that we could still touch and not even completely contain all of the aspects of it, because there's just so much connected to different aspects of our life and mental health and emotional health that it's connected to it.
So we have discussed many strategies in this podcast. So what is your concluding remark on mental health resilience?
I always have a pretty similar message. Is just to always remember, don't be too hard on yourself in this journey. We are just human after all, having human experiences, and we experience a vast array of emotions and conscious synapses, and learning how to navigate these processes. It's all part of life, even though it can be difficult. You are enough. Whenever you are experiencing these things, you are enough. Even if you feel emotionally that you're not, you're where you are supposed to be in your process. And just practice self-development.
Yes.
A self-practice, apply yourself and to your self-growth. And don't be afraid to try something new that might help you grow into a new, better you.
Yes.
So always moving forward to learn. And if you fall back, it's okay. Get up and keep going. Keep meeting yourself on the other side.
For me, life is a roller coaster ride. We have so many ups and downs in life. So we need to develop resilience to navigate the life's unfavorable circumstances. And mental health resilience is not a fixed trait. It is a dynamic quality which can be developed over a period of time through concrete efforts and coping strategies. It all
Yeah.
depends on us how we work on ourselves to develop resilience.
Hmm.
And for
And
that
it's a
we must
daily.
for that we need to have patience. We need to work on these strategies over a period of time to be much more
Mhm.
resilient in life. And once we develop mental health resilience, it will be easy for us to navigate the mental health issues.
Mhm. Yeah, I completely agree. It's a daily process, and you have to continuously be on top of it. It's an everyday learning process.
Since we are
You,
running short of time and you are very much busy in your schedule, so thank you so much for being part of this show. It was really a wonderful experience interacting with you on this topic, and I hope it is going to be beneficial for a lot of people who are going through mental health issues, and they will surely apply these strategies in building mental health resilience. So, thank you so much once again for being part of this show. I hope we will have a number of podcasts in the time to come.
absolutely. I look forward to it. Thank you very much. And thank you to everyone who's watching and participating. And just remember to keep on keeping on, one foot in front of the other, and be patient with yourself and stay blessed.
Thank you, all the listeners, for listening us so carefully. I hope you have enjoyed this podcast and you will surely apply these strategies in building mental health resilience. Thank you so much.